Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, didn't see you there. Sorry, I was just jerking off. Hey, go on, take a seat. Come on in. Here, give me a sec. Let me just grab some pants. There we go. So how you guys doing? Welcome. We're doing another wonderful episode of the Creative Cast with good old Kevy Creative. I am excited. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you how excited I am. I'm so excited that this is like the 4th time I'm recording this podcast. I just can't seem to get it together. My brain is scattered. My mind is been fractured. I'm all over the place with all kinds of concepts and ideas and all kinds of things going on. But here we are. We're up in Kevy land, and we're going to do something a little fun today. One thing I keep doing with these recordings is I've been trying to practice drawing while talking. I could eventually do like a drawing stream or, a drawing video, something like that. So we're going to go ahead and pull up my little thing I got going on here, and as you can see, it's a thumbnail for Digimon Story Time Stranger. I am crazy excited for this game. By the time this recording goes out, my first video will already be out. Hooray! Yes, I'm going to try to be better about being a little bit faster with my releases. I want to try to be on top of new games that are coming out. Not all of them. I mean, just whatever I'm into. And let me tell you, I am really into Digimon. I didn't even realize I was, but here we are. I am because, boy, I made some purchases. But anyways, right now I'm working on the numbers for the thumbnail so you can get an idea of how I do them. But we'll just see how that goes. But yes, so Digimon Time Stranger, that is dropping this week. I cannot wait to play it. I've already got the day requested off. I've already got time put away. We are going to play the game, and it's going to be a good time. So right now I'm just working on some of the thumbnails that I'm going to be doing for it. They're all going to be the same picture, but I'm just doing the numbers. I'm going to try to be a little bit fancier with the numbers on this one and any other one that I can. I typically make the numbers kind of the same for not each video, but each game or whatever you want to call it. Like I try to make the numbers fit the whole image. So on this one, I'm going to get a little bit fancier and spice it up. And moving forward, I'm going to try to do the same with all of them, if I can. It just depends on if an idea comes my way. My way. Let me come in my way. Do 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 do. I've been in like a Fetty Wap mood this last couple weeks. Don't know why, but he's just been popping up in my life. And what can I say? The man makes good music, so I enjoy listening to it. Anyways, yes, we're working on this thumbnail. Yes, Digimon is big on my brain because of Time Strangers. Not gonna lie, that was a big catalyst. This kind of really threw me in a loop because I just really want to get back into Digimon. Like, I've just been thinking about it. I didn't even realize how much I love Digimon. I had no idea until I really thought about it. I really like the games. I've been playing the games, not my whole life, but a good amount. I haven't been playing all the games and all that, but I have the Digimon Rumble Arena 2 for the Game Boy, GameCube. That's a really fun, like, Super Smash Bros, but like Digimon type game. It's nothing crazy, but it's still really good for what it is. That's what makes it fun, is that even though it's nothing too over the top, it's pretty basic in what they give you. I mean, the stages are fine and the characters are fine. There's just not a lot, but what they do give you is really awesome. So, exciting. It's fun. It's cool. It's a good game. So I wouldn't mind playing that for the channel. No clue when. That's just not really like a game that would be good for the channel, at least in terms of playability. I feel like if I get a guest on and we play together, or maybe a group, I think that would be something to do. It's just not a good single player game. Like, imagine playing Super Smash Bros. By yourself for the channel. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's not going to work. But yes, that's one of the games. And the shows I've really enjoyed as well. Like, all of them. To the point where, like, I actually found Digimon Adventure 1 and 2, the Japanese versions, on Blu-ray. I was going to pick them up relatively soon. That plan got pushed back because I made some other purchases recently. And by recently, I mean like literally right before I recorded and just like a day or two ago. The first major purchase that came up, so originally it was just going to be Time Stranger. So I had that in the books. But then, what's their face? USA Gundam decided to have a flash sale. And I said, screw it. And I ordered the Paildramon model kit as well as the Dukemon/Gallantmon, the standard one. And the Dukemon/Gallantmon, that one has been on my mind for many years. I keep going back and forth between whether or not I actually want to get it. And since we did have this sale, I decided I really do actually... Not really, but like I do want to get it. It's nothing crazy. It's a pretty standard model kit, but I do like the design. I'm a big fan of Digimon and Gallantmon and all that stuff. I remember when he showed up in the show as a kid. It really kind of just I don't want to say blew my mind, but I thought it was really cool. A badass looking dragon knight warrior. It was just so from left field. That's really what it was, is you see Guilmon in all of his forms, and then for him to end off on Galamon, it was just like, whoa. Like, I just would have never guessed it. It was just so cool. So I am a big fan of that design. The standard version is... Whoa. Someone's thrown out trash, or the trash has been picked up. That was a big old slam. Anyways, but yeah, it's cool. It's a cool design. I like it. I figured for 20 bucks, because that's pretty much what I paid with the discount and all that, with the sale. It was already on sale. It was already discounted to begin with, plus an extra 20% off. So kind of hard to argue that. So I just went for it. Can't wait to get it. Who knows when? Don't know when I'm going to work on it. It's all up in the air. Right now, I'm just kind of messing with this picture. You can see I'm messing with the colors. Just trying to decide on how I want this eyeball to look. Because this is going to be an eyeball. Can you guess? I wonder, a Digimon in this color scheme, and it's an eyeball. What could this be? It's just a matter of figuring out where we want to be with this color. Is this better? Is this looking better? Just going to mess with it and see what it's going to end up becoming. Because, I mean, I'm not going to be a perfectionist about it. It is what it is. But I do want to get it kind of as close as possible. Because why not? Why not have that type of fun? Maybe make it a little bit more vibrant. What are we going for? What are we trying to do? I don't even know. What am I doing? Trying to find a nice, healthy balance between bright, subtle, shading, and everything. Okay, I was just making sure I'm on the right layer. I was like, did I do this right? Okay, we're fine. This will work. We'll make another layer for some of the other details. Doesn't need to be anything too fancy, but for now, how are we looking here? Is this looking good? Yeah, I just want to get used to the feel and the vibe of talking while drawing, because at least for me, it's really difficult. So I'm trying to get some practice in. I'm not going to do this the whole video. I mostly just want to do it for just this one, and then we'll probably call it there, and then I'll just focus on talking. But just want to get a little practice in. What do we think? How are we feeling about this color scheme? Does this color scheme say Palmon? Because big surprise, that's what we're going for. This is supposed to be Palmon. Little number and thumbnail and everything. So, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's the best it's going to get. It's just a matter of figuring it all out. So now what we're going to do, I'm using a picture off screen to give me an idea of how to do it. I'm just kind of honestly being lazy and not just like dragging the picture into my thing here. I could just do that, but I'm going to be lazy and just go back and forth between looking at it on Google and actually doing it here. And I guess in a way I'm not being lazy. I'm actually making more work because I'm going to have to edit it. Jesus Christ, upstairs my neighbors are being thumpy and lumpy. They're just stomping around. I don't know if you can hear it. I should go get a broom. Hey, keep it down up there. I'm trying to record. My raging fans don't want to hear you stomping around up there. Knock it off. Knock it the hell off, goddammit. I try not to be like that with my neighbors. I try to give them the breathing room. Nobody's perfect. I'm sure they can hear me being loud and annoying and when I'm making my recording. So I try to be fair and give them some breathing room. Am I doing this right? I'm going to mess with this color. I'm actually not the craziest about these colors I've chosen. So we're going to mess with it just a little bit. Play around. I don't think I like that either. That's not also great. What if I did this? Nope. Nope. How are we feeling about this? Is this something? Are we feeling type of way? No, not quite. Ooh, okay, here we go. I'm just trying to keep it vibrant and planty, but not distracting. If you make it too bright, I feel like it can be a bit distracting, and that's just not what we want. It's not what we're going for. We don't want it to be distracting. We want it to be pleasant and a treat for the eye, you say? Good Lord, I can't do accents. I like to practice, but I just I'm a filthy American. I cannot do the accents correctly. It's like a flattish, just kind of blandish green, but at the same time, we want to have some creative freedom, but also we want you to look at it and just think Palmon, somewhere in the middle. Could we just do that? Could we please? I'm not feeling terrible about that. It's not the worst, not the worst. You know what that's going to do? That's working for me. I think we're all right. And now with this color, I think we want to make it a little bit darker. I kind of like the swoosh I accidentally did here. You notice that? I didn't mean to do that, but I kind of like it, but we'll see. Let's see. We're going to mess about. We're going to muck around. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, let's just do a little bit more of this drawing. I just want to finish it up, and then we'll focus on the talking. But anyways, there's more to it. There's just so much Digimon in my life. Like I said, I made another purchase right before that purchase I made with the Pyljamon and the Galamon. I did that over the weekend, but I made another purchase literally right before I did this video, and I just could not help myself. The stars aligned. I was looking God in the face, and I could have spit in his face, but instead I said thank you, and I took the offerings he gave me. Didn't want to spit in him, Not a big spitter. You know what? That's kind of working for me. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I think we're good there with that. The Pyldramon. I think I mentioned it before in another video, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to pass. I just wasn't feeling it. That started off as the case, but the thing is, I freaking love Pyldramon. It's a really cool design. In the show, I remember when it first appeared, I mean, I wouldn't say my mind was blown, but I thought that was really cool. I mean, the concept of diffusion and everything, that was like a big deal. See, this is why I struggle to draw. This is why we practice. This is why we practice. I'm struggling to think while talk. But fusion, I thought was a really cool concept as a kid, like 2 Digimon fusing. On top of it, it was like Ken and Davis's Digimon that were fusing, and Ken was like a really unique character at the time. He was just, everyone was very standoffish about him for good reason. You can't really blame him and all that. Pyldramon himself as a design was just really cool. There was just a lot going on. The stars, again, were just lining up. Thought it was really cool. I honestly think Pyldramon is way cooler than the Megaform Impyldramon. I remember as a kid when Impyldramon showed up as the Mega, I got a little disappointed because I knew what that meant. Even as a small, dumb child, I was able to... What the hell's going on? What is going on with my goddamn computer? It is freaking out. Not... There we go. Okay. Nope. Don't do it. That's not what we wanted. There we go. I don't know what the hell was going on. My computer's just been bugging out lately. It's annoying me. Anyways, the Megaform came about, and I knew what that meant. That means that regular Pyldramon is pretty much done, which is a shame. Even as a kid, I just picked up on that, like, once we get the newest form, the other forms are pretty much done with. There's really no need for them because now we got this. Because here's the thing. If you can't beat them at their most powerful form, what makes you think the less powerful form will do any better? Anytime we had a new form, we just said bye to the old one, and I was just sad about that because I really liked Pyldramon. I thought that was a very cool design. And yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling Impyldramon nearly as much. It just felt too standard. I don't know. I really don't know how to describe it other than that. It just felt like if we were going to make a cool warrior version of Vmon and give him, like, you know, a knight aesthetic and all that. I don't know. It just, again, it just felt kind of standard. It didn't really feel like, whoa, this is a weird, cool concept. It feels like I could have taken that design and put it in really anything, any type of cartoon show that involves, you know, superheroes and stuff. And it kind of, you could have fit it anywhere. Whereas Pyldramon felt a little bit more specific, especially like the way they used different parts of XVmon and Stingmon and Pyldramon. It works very well. My whole point is, I think that's a cool design. I think the amplified version is a bit excessive, but with the right paint job, it can really work and still be very cool. And then coupling that with the fact that Magnamon exists, and I really feel strongly that Flamedramon and Rydramon will eventually happen. At least Flamedramon. I really hope that Rydramon makes its way too, but I really feel strongly that Flamedramon will eventually make its way to the Figurize line. I don't know. It just feels like a no-brainer. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a little too hopeful, but I really feel like it's a lead Greymon type thing. I don't know. It's the lead guy, the main character. Cool design. It feels like it fits for the model kit idea concept where, you know, you're taking something and putting armor on top of it, layering it up. That's just very model kit like. Like with the Magnamon, I feel like that as a model kit just works really well. If we continue that with the Digi-Armors, I think we can get something. And honestly, I feel like the Digi-Armors, just as a whole, work really well for model kits. Any of them. And I would love to get them. I would be really happy with a Digmon. I'm telling you right now, they make a Digmon model kit, I'm going to own it. I'm going to paint it. Like, I can already tell you exactly how it's going to look if I were to paint it. The black parts for the underbelly and the hands and all that, we're going to do that in a flat black with some shading. Standard procedure. Nothing crazy there. And then with the yellow/gold parts, Gold Rush. Gold. We're going to paint that up in gold. Gold or brass. Whatever just happens to look a little bit better, but basically gold. We're going to keep that motif. And then from there, we're also going to do all the purple accents with metallic as well, like metallic purple. So the gold will look really nice in metallic, and then the purple is going to look as a nice accent in metallic. And then for the drill bits, he's got all those drills. We're going to do my classic combination of silver and gunmetal and make a nice little metallic frame color. And are you going to sit here and tell me that's not going to look awesome? Who knows if it'll actually exist? Cannot say for sure. I couldn't tell you. But in my head, I use the technique of visualization. I think that would look awesome. Well, what can I say? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It would look really cool to have that on my shelf. So Bandai, if you're listening, Please, Digimon as a model kit. I would be super happy about that. I think that would look amazing as a model kit, especially painted up. Gold, metallics, flats, the whole works. Halsamon, the Wings of Love. I think that would still be cool. I wouldn't mind getting it just, for a cool display piece. But probably my least favorite of the Digi armors. I'm just going to be honest. It's cool, but I just feel like it doesn't armor up enough. Based off of the Digi Armor egg, it works. It fits perfectly for Hawkmon. I just wouldn't mind if they kind of just like fudged it a little, cheated a bit, and just added extra bits of armor. Like at least for the kneecaps. What I'm thinking in my head, if they just added for Flamedramon and I think Raidramon on the knees, they have cool armor plates. Had they done that for Halsamon, I think that would have really added to it in a nice simple way where it's not a ton of work added, not a ton of detail, but just enough to notice. And yeah, that's just how I feel about that. Shurimon, the Leaf Ninja, super cool. I was super into that because I'm trying to remember, when did Digimon Adventure come out? The second season with all that, because I'm pretty sure Naruto was a thing at the time. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think I was big into Naruto at the same time. Could be wrong, but I think I was. Even if I wasn't, just as a ninja, it was cool in general. But if you throw in the Naruto thing, like, I was super into Naruto. That was the first manga I had ever owned. Not read. That was not actually the first one I ever read. But it was the first manga I ever owned. My sister got it for me as a gift, the first volume, and I thought that was really cool of her. It was a nice little thing we could share together. So, we have Naruto, the ninja of the Leaf Village, and then we have Shurimon, a Digimon that is a Leaf Ninja. I mean, the stars were lining up for me on that one. I thought it was super cool. It looks nothing like Hawkmon, doesn't fit the motif at all, which normally I don't like. But in this one particular case, I thought the design was just that cool that I was like, oh, dude, more of this, please. And unfortunately, the secondary armors just really didn't get their day in the sun. I need to rewatch it. I'm really hoping that over the next couple of months, I can get my hands on the DVD or the Blu-rays and rewatch them. Yeah, from what I remember, I just remember it was pretty much just Flamedramon, Halsamon, and Digimon, the standard, it's their main evolutionary forms, and then their secondary forms didn't really get too much love, unfortunately. Would have loved to see more of that, but yeah, I don't know, it just didn't end up happening. I get it. They're just probably like time crunch and all that. They can't do everything always. But I'm just saying that would have been very, very cool had they done so. Just giving a little bit more airtime. That's really all it is. That's all I wanted, was just more airtime with those particular designs. They were just really cool. Like Raidramon, sick as hell. He's a four-legged dog creature, wolf creature, whatever, that Davis could have just rode on. And it's like, we need to get there in time. Hurry. We've only got so much time to make it. We no time to stop. And then we choose Raidramon as the way to go. And then, yeah, that would have worked for me. But alas, that just was not the case. I'm just trying something here. This is really hard for me to do because I'm not actually looking at the image. I'm transferring back and forth. Is this working? This one like this one like this. Is that working? Do we get the Palmon vibes? Something is just not working. What am I doing wrong? No. Hey, what is it? Like, they should be connecting, but they're not. You know what it is? I think these need to be longer. There it is. I think this needs to be rounder and longer. I might not keep this. I might end up deleting it. Who knows? I'm just playing around, trying to give this thing as much Patamon vibes as possible. Because when I think Patamon, I think of like the veins in her arms. I don't know why. That's a thing for me. I know this is supposed to be more of the head area. I could do her flower, but that's just a bit much. It's a tad excessive. But is this working? I don't know. How are we feeling about this? Does that part work? Should I just get rid of it? Hard to say. Feel like we're playing Super Mario 64. Jump at the picture. Here we go. You know what? Let's just get rid of it. I feel like that's a bit excessive. We don't need it. Does it look too plain? I don't know. How are we feeling? Let's try something here. What if we did this? Make it a little bit more rounded. Like that. Like that. How are we feeling about this? No, it needs to look more planty. I think keeping it a little bit more loose, if that makes any sense. Makes it look more natural. Maybe it needs to be more like this. Oh, what's going on here? It's not working. Like my brain was not having it work. No, the opposite. I need to flip. I can't do it. If we did this. Like something like this. Are we feeling this? Ooh. Hold up. We might have something. Hold everything. It's not perfect, but we're working our way there. Does it look like it's good? Does it look excessive? You know what? We're calling that good enough. I think this is fine. We don't need to get crazy. This is, it's thumbnail. We can tell what's going on. If we follow the motif. I am going to make one slight change, though. Yeah, I changed my mind. I think what I want to do, I do actually want to add the flower head. Oh, no. It's not working the way I thought it would. What if we did this? Something like that. Oops. Okay. Hold up. Okay. I can work with this. This is something. This is really something. Okay, hold up. Hold everything. Oh, cool. Wait, then I'm looking a lot better. This is cool. I'm liking this. All right, let's mess with this. Let's keep the flow going. I'm feeling the flow. So she's got pink kind of petals. They're pinkish purple. They're not quite pink, but they're not quite purple. They are somewhere in the middle. I'm going to do a little messing with this. We need to get rid of this. I don't want it to affect the color. It's going to throw me off. So let's get rid of this shading I did here just for the inside of these petals. I'm glad I did the petals. It was looking a little plain, but I was feeling like the veins just weren't working. But these petals, though. I'm trying to throw in as many little gimmicky things as I can with these pictures just to make them fun. Why not? Why the freaking heck not, people? That being said, I feel like this purple is a little too saturated for my liking. Desaturated. Oh, so just a much. Maybe like this. A little too dark. How's that? How are we feeling about the saturation here? Is it feeling Palmon-esque? Maybe just a little more pink. A little bit higher. No, not that high. A little bit more here. There's a little smuts on my pen. I feel like we should tone it down. How are we feeling about that? Yeah, it's too dark. This is just basically how the process works. I just got to redo everything like 1,000 times until I'm happy with it. Changing up little details in there just slightly. You'd be surprised. Changing things by just a few percent makes quite a difference. Quite the difference. But yes. Oh, now I see what the issue is. I'm like, why does this little section look weird? It's because I did that on the same line. But it don't matter. We can fix that. We'll fix that in a second. Same thing with this. It's looking a bit weird, but we can fix that. Quite the GIF. I didn't want to use black for the lining for the petals just because it would have been a little too obvious. Trying to keep things a little bit in the subtle range, This pink is working. All right, this pinkish purple, I'm feeling it. This is good. This is a good Palmon color. Palmon! Did you evolve too? Togemon! I freaking love Togemon. Togemon, pretty much all of Mimi's evolutions. Palmon, Togemon, Lilymon. And then she just went into Rosemon, which was a little disappointing. It totally fits. It completely makes sense. But it's just the fact that, they did it in Savers/Data Squad. And it was fine for that because Rosemon didn't exist as Mimi's thing at that point. But here we are all these years later and kind of wish she had something else. But it's fine. Rosemon totally works. Oh, that just makes me wonder now. Can Rosemon, Mimi's Rosemon do burst mode? Whoops. What did I just do there? What the freaking heck did I do? What the fuck did I just do? Okay, put that back. No. What am I doing? No. What the fuck did I do? I did something. I clicked on something up here. No. Where the fuck are my layers? Okay, I don't know what the... All right, we're not going to fuck about with that. I don't know what I just clicked. This is basically what I want. We're fine. Okay. Good Lord. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? That scared the shit out of me. Every time I accidentally click on something in my programs, I freak out because, you can't just undo it. You have to actually physically put things back. You can't just click undo for something like that. So that's why I get nervous. But crisis averted. We're okay. Okay, so that's looking good for the petals. So she does have a secondary layer to the petals that I wouldn't mind including. Doesn't have to be crazy, but we're going to try. Just trying to think of how it should come across. Because they're spiky, like that. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is something like this. There we go. Here we go. That being said, it's looking a little too much. Ooh, that's not a good color. What the frick? Here we go. How's that? I'm just trying to turn down the saturation. Just don't want it quite that saturated. We didn't miss the spot there. This will work. I just didn't want it to come off as like a neon type color. I mean, it's still kind of neon-esque, but neon-esque Kennedy, if you will. But it's fine. We'll live. It's not looking bad. How are we feeling about that? Okay. That's like a Renner thing. Okay. He likes to do that. Okay. Something like that. How are we feeling there? The two-tone petals. What a great design. Palmon is just such a great design. Palmon, Digimon, I love that. As much as I prefer Japanese anime, Digimon is one of the few where like I can enjoy it. To be fair, it's probably because I grew up with it, but it just works for me. It does. It just does. Biyomon, Digimon, do. Agumon, Digimon, do. But again, I really do actually love the Japanese one as well. Joshinka! Like, there's just something about Japanese. I just love the words. They're just fun. For such a strict and rigid country and culture, they have such a fun language. And I don't know why. To me, it just comes off as fun. Joshinka! Probably because I'm American and I speak English, and to me, it's just funny sounding words, but it works for me. Joshinka! Okay, there it is. That is our Palmon. Now we're going to make some slight adjustments to the shade. We do want to have the matching. Want to make sure everything is lined up. So we're going to do this. We're going to do a little bit of that. Oop, we're going to do a little bit of this. And then for the purple, the pink, a little something there, a little something here. Just a little something that says we didn't miss it. Joshinka! I'm just never going to get over that. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Does the same thing. Like, there's certain cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I just love repeating them because it's just fun. Monster Reborn. What was Monster Reborn? It's going to drive me nuts. But that was another one that I just loved hearing them say the word. What was it? Shisho-sose! That was Monster Reborn. Shisho-sose! Love that. Save this. Add it to the pile. There we go. Now that's a number 5 if I ever done seen it. See, this says Palmon. The eye alone, you can tell. But now that we've got these little flower petals, there it is. That is a number 5. I love it. So you can see what I'm going for with these different Digimon designs. And just as a little sneak peek, because why not? This is another thumbnail I'm working on. Mario and Luigi, the brothership. Luigi. Mario. Got my Luigi and my Mario. You can see that we're making some clever references here. It's Mario D. Luffy. Gamo Gamo. No, how would he do it? He would do it, it's me, Mario. Gamo Gamo. Gamo Gamo no mushroom. Gamo Gamo no fireball. Luigi, Gamo Gamo. He'd probably do it like that. Gamo Gamo. Gamo Gamo. Gamo Gamo no mushroom. Waha! Gamo Gamo fireball. Yoo-hoo! Wahi! And then Luigi here, can you guess? I'm going to give you a second. Can you guess what I'm going for? You probably can't. Completely understandable. It's a bit generic, but I'm going for it. Da-da-da-da. Captain Hook. Yeah, it's me, Luigi. Yeah, Captain Hook. Where is that Peter Pan? I want to bring him to me. Bring me the head of Peter Pan. Where? And then when he hears like, he hears that crocodile coming. Mario? Snee? That would be the one thing, that'd be like the fear that would set him in. So yeah, this is a fun little one design. It came out much better than I thought. I was really worried because my line work is trash. But once I added the colors, there you go. You can see what I'm going for. And it looks pretty good. I'm very happy with it. I just need to add in the drinks. I needed a little bit of tips and tricks from Renner on the advice from that because I was just struggling. But he gave me some advice. He showed me some tips. I'm going to try them out and we'll see what we can do. But anyways, we're going to call it there with the drawing. This was a fun little exercise in how to talk and draw at the same time. So now we're just going to focus on the talking to make things a little bit easier. But there you go. Oh, Digimon, I'm excited. Okay, so, like I said, I've been in a very Digimon mood lately. I got the Pyojimon model kit. I'm super excited for that. And then the Dukemon as well, the Gallantmon. I think those are both going to look great on the shelf when they're all painted up and everything. Gallantmon, I'm thinking I'll probably go with Pearl White. I just don't know, because that could look really good in a couple different ways. Should I just do Pearl? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'm considering Pearl White. I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out. Probably Pearl White, but the gold is going to be gold. The red is probably just going to be red. I don't know. Should I go full metallics with that one? Because it is an armored knight guy. I don't know. Oh, I'm really stumping myself now. Because now I'm thinking maybe what I should do is do the gold and gold, the red and metallic red, and then the white and standard white, just to give it some pop. and I think that could look really good. That one's going to be a lot of work just because it's such a cheap little model kit. The stickers are just going to be a pain in my ass, but we'll figure it out. We'll get there when we get there, but it'll be a fun time. Once it's all done, it's going to look great on the shelf. The shield looks awesome. The lance looks freaking awesome. I think I'm going to end up having to do some putty work for the lance. I know it comes in a couple pieces, so that's going to look kind of not great, so I'm going to have to mess with that and figure something out. But yeah, I think once it's all said and done, that's going to be a really awesome looking little model kit that I'm excited for. Pyojimon, same thing. I'm really excited for the Pyojimon because I was super worried at first because there was things about it I didn't really care for, at least in terms of the amplifiedness, but I can look past them, especially with the proper paint job done on them. Like the wings, I'm not the craziest about the wings. I kind of wish they were just clean cut wings. I don't mind, like, I mean, I kind of do mind the weird textures that they've added. It's really just like the fact that they're kind of frayed and damaged and there's holes and stuff. I don't think that works for this design. Like I said, a clean cut set of wings would have been much better, like how it originally was supposed to look, but it's not a deal breaker, whatever. Same thing with the heels on the foot. They've made it more mechanical. I think it's supposed to be jet thrusters. I'm not 100% sure. Kind of like Metal Greymon. They did like jet thrusters. I think it works for Metal Greymon because he's a cyborg, but for this Imperialmon, could have done without it. But it's, again, not a deal breaker. I've decided what I'm going to do for the paint job, or at least not 100% decided, but what I'm considering is the black parts are going to be flat. I've decided to flatten those out. I think what's kind of bugging me on the pictures is they made it a very glossy black. I get what they're going for. It's just not working for me. But I totally get what they're going for. But I think if I did that in flat, do the white and the blue parts for the skin flat as well, just standard opaque flat colors. The red for like the inner parts of the hands and everything, and then the helmet. The helmet's definitely going to be metallic red. I think for the inner parts of the hands and all that, I think I'm also, and then like the thighs and the knees, I think I'm also going to make those metallic red. Just why not? I think that'll be good contrast. But I'm also considering doing it in fluorescent red. I think there's some potential with that as well. Yeah, as I just continue to think about it, probably just going to do metallic red. I think that'll be a nice contrast off of the flat blue, white, and black. And then the green as well is going to be flat as well. Going to do that flat. I'm going to mess with the color scheme of the green because they did it in a two-tone green, which is fine. I'm going to keep it in that same two-tone color scheme. But the outer green is like a very bright toothpaste green. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Nope, we are not doing that. That is going to be subtled way down. We're bringing down the contrast on that. I don't know why they made that a bright, like, Colgate toothpastey. The green on that is almost like the sky on this background for my Digimon picture. That's how, like, vibrant and bright it is. Not a fan. Not a fan. So we're going to have to adjust the color scheme on that, make it to my liking. But once that's all said and done, we're going to have ourselves a winner. Also, for the claws, the finger claws, and then the wrist gauntlet claws and the spikes on the shoulders, I'm going to make that in silver. I think that's going to look really good. I don't know if I'm going to go straight silver. I might add in just a touch, just a skosh of gunmetal into the mix. But yeah, basically we're going to make the claws, the spikes, and then the wrists, harpoons, whatever you call them, the grapplers. We're going to make those in, metallics and silvers and all that. And then, put that all together. And I think we're going to have a really awesome looking display for the model kit. Same thing with the guns. The guns, I think the green we're going to leave flat and then just make the metallic bits in the metallic. And then there you go, Bob's your freaking uncle. And what really sold me on it was the thought of Magnamon, Pyojimon, Flamejimon, and Raijimon, just all four of those guys on display. Like, please, Bandai, please, make it happen. Because this is what I'm thinking. In my head, we've got Emperor Greymon. He's about to come out. Cannot wait. I'm really looking forward to that one. I was really nervous at first because literally the first picture they put out looks great. But my concern with that first picture was it was a very angled picture. You couldn't really see that much because they were doing this like crazy intense pose. It was zoomed in. So I was a little concerned just based off of that. I was like, why are they hiding so much of this design? But it was the first picture. Maybe they did that intentionally because they're, they want to show it off bit by bit. Fair enough. But then we got some more pictures and I was like, what is going on with these proportions? This is looking weird. It was a combination of the amplifiedness and then the proportions. I was just like, oh, no. I don't know if I'm liking this. Because this is like a really cool design that I really want to get, but I don't know if they're really doing it justice. That being said, more pictures came out. My worries were being subdued. And then more pictures were coming out, and then I was getting a little concerned again. We just kept doing this back and forth where it's like certain angles are good and certain ones are not so good. But these last batch of actual, like, in-hand pictures looking pretty sharp. I'm actually very excited. I already have it on pre-order regardless, so I am for sure getting it. I'm going to make some modifications to some of the colors. I just really haven't decided if I want to go full metallic or not, because this is another one where like the blacks I would do flat, the gold will be gold, the white's going to be shifted to silver, all that type of stuff. It's just a matter of the reds. Should we make the reds in the standard flat colors? That could look pretty awesome. Should we make it metallic red because this is supposed to be a suit of armor? That's going to look awesome as well. And I just don't know. I do not know. I don't know. There's just really, this is another situation where there's just no wrong options. There's no wrong choices. So it's just like, what do I want to do? Because part of me is thinking like, what if we just got this, did the reds in the standard flat reds, and then got a second one to make Susanoo-mon, and then did that with the metallics? I don't know. I just don't know. Do I even need another? Because here's people are saying that Susanoo-mon is going to be the next release. I really don't think it is. They've already teased Magna Garurumon. I think what they're going to do is have Magna Garurumon come out, and then they're going to be like, okay, now we have both of those figures. They can combine into Susanoo-mon. Because when you think of it from a business perspective, it just makes more sense. They release 2 kits that can be used to make 3 kits, but you have to pay for 4 kits to have all 3 of them. I don't know, from a business standpoint, that's just like a slam dunk. We're going to make 3 designs, but you have to buy 4 of them to get all 3 on a shelf, but we only have to manufacture 2 of them. We only have to design 2 of them. The math is just mathing like crazy from a business standpoint. And I can't even be mad because that's how it works in the show. The 2 designs fuse together into one character. So it works in every way. As a consumer, I'm happy because I'm getting like a show accurate thing. Even though I do have to pay extra, I can live with that because it's show accurate. I don't feel like I'm being screwed over. For example, with the HG, was it Maganak? The Saudi Arabia, whatever, who did the Middle Eastern suits? They have the 4 custom ones. So they did 2 releases. They did one release where it's 2 of them, and then another release where it's the other 2. Here is the flaw. You don't get to make both. You get one figure, and then you choose, do you want it in this design or that design? You don't get parts for both. But the thing is, that's another factor. They're not pricing it as one figure. They're pricing it as 1.5 figures because they're getting the additional pieces for the other one. I'm going to throw out arbitrary numbers. We're going to say a high grade is $20. A standard high grade is $20. This high grade is $35 because they're throwing in those extra pieces. I don't get to build 2 designs. I only get to build the one. I'm paying $35. But I'm getting a $120 toy. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I want to have both of those designs, I'm not paying $40 to get 2 model kits. I'm paying $70 so that way I can make 2 model kits. Is that making any sense? I'm hoping I'm making sense. Yeah, when it came to the Maganak with that whole, debacle and all that, I was not happy about that. I still bought 2 of each because I want to have all 4 of them on display with my Sandrock, but I had to spend a ton of extra money that I just wasn't crazy about. But with this idea with Emperor Greymon and Magna Garurumon, totally works. I'm 100% for it. And another reason I'm 100% for it is because if we get Magna Garurumon next, and then we can make Susanoo-mon, now we're getting rid of the next release. Because if we do Susanoo-mon and Magna Garurumon as 2 separate releases, we're pushing everything back. Because now whatever's coming out after, we're going to have to wait even longer for. But if Magna Garurumon just combines, there it is. We're done. We get Magna Garurumon out, and then now we can focus on the next design, which, who knows? What could it be? I am really thinking it could be Blitz Greymon. I think they're going to keep the Greymon train going. I could be wrong, but I really feel like they're just going to continue with the different Greymons. And I think we're going to either get Rise Greymon or Blitz Greymon. I could be completely wrong. I don't have a problem with being completely wrong. I'm okay if I am. I'm happy to be wrong. But I really think Blitz Greymon and Rise Greymon are on the horizon. I know I would buy them. I really want a full-on Greymon shelf. I want Metal Greymon. We've got that. War Greymon, we've got that. We've now got Emperor Greymon. Cannot wait for that. Oh, Shine Greymon, we've already got that. So that's 4 Greymons we've already got. I would love Burning Greymon, which I know in the Japanese version that's not Burning Greymon, it's its own thing, but still, I would love it. I would love, Burning Greymon, my goodness, would look sick as hell. A Goonimon as well, not a Greymon, but still, would love to have that. And then Blitz Greymon. Again, there's nothing that I would know if they're going to do it, but I just feel like Blitz Greymon's on the horizon. I don't know why. Could just be because I really want it, but I think we could see that coming. But that's where I'm at with the Digimon model kits. The last big purchase I made, I mentioned before that the Digivices are just way overpriced. I'm just not happy about that. I caved. I caved. They put up for pre-order on P Bandai, Davis, and Ken's Digivice. So I had a choice to make. Which one do I want? And I said both. I got both. $100 per Digivice. So with tax and with shipping, both of them together came out to $230. So it's going to be $115 all said and done for each. And the way I figure it, this is I could be wrong, but this looks like it's going to be the end-all be-all of D3 Digivices. You know, I don't think they're going to make... They had a 15th anniversary one, I believe. This is the 25th anniversary. It looks pretty awesome. In my head, I thought that this was just going to be a cool-looking Digivice that had some beeping lights and sounds with the Digimon. And it'd have a cheap little shitty Digimon Digivolving game. I'm very happy to say that I'm wrong. I saw some videos on it. It actually looks really cool. They have a ton of sounds and lights. The screen looks pretty crisp. I thought it was going to be really shitty and cheap. It doesn't seem to be the case. It's looking great. And yeah, I went ahead and got both because I thought that would make for a pretty cool display. Ken, Davis, they fuse, Pyojimon. I'm going to have the Pyojimon model kit coming in as well. So I think we could have something cool there in the next few months if it's still in stock. But I am actually planning on getting the D-Arc, the red one for, I was going to say Takuya, Takato and Guilmon. I don't think I'm going to get all of them. I know that, you know, they have the blue and the green one as well. Maybe, probably not. I think I'm just going to stick with the red Takuya one and be happy with that. Here's my thought. I don't think we're going to get a Sakuyamon model kit anytime soon, but if they did, and then I had the blue Digivice to go with it, that would be pretty cool, but we're not going to go there. We're going to stick with the red one, hope that it's still there, and plan to try and get it sometime throughout this year. Yeah, I did decide to get those Digivices. To be fair, the D3, the D3, that was probably my favorite Digivice, period. Adventure 2 Digivices, I just thought were the coolest freaking thing as a kid. When Kairi and TK, when their Digivices turned into them, I was like, oh, that is sick as hell. And then, you know, they were individually colored and all that. Like, it was just, I don't know. It was just something. It did something to me. So I got them. I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping that eventually, like I said, I can get the D-Arc. I wouldn't mind getting, I think it's called a Detector, the Frontier, the Season 4 one. I wouldn't mind getting Takatos. Maybe even, was it in Kenji? Is it Kenji? Kenji, right? Kenji? Light, Lobomon's guy, him. I wouldn't mind getting his. Honestly, all of the Frontier ones are pretty sick. I could see myself getting a full collection of those. They all looked really cool. Takuyas, Kenjis, Zoes, JPs, Tommies, Kenichi. Is it Kenichi? Kenji and Kenichi? I don't know. The light and the dark one, like, they all looked pretty sick. I don't know, man. I passed up on all those Digivices a while back, but if they come out again, I might have to go for it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see how the world turns out, how my life turns out, but yes. Even in this thumbnail, you could see I gave myself the D3. I just thought that was the coolest looking one, so I wanted that one. So I went on a little crazy, bought a couple of Digimon things this week. It's been a very Digimon week. I'm excited. I cannot wait for the game to come out. Like I said, I want to see if I get my hands on the Blu-rays. I'm a big fan of the franchise as a whole, and I'm excited to see that it's coming back in a big way, and I'm here for it. So that's what I got that. So we're going to wrap this up. One last little thing I want to go over. I did go to the hobby store the other day as well. I was hoping to get my hands on the Master Grade GOG. They said it was in stock on their Instagram. And I had a feeling that, like, it was just going to go. Because it's not like they get a ton of them. I'm pretty sure. I have no idea what their inventory's like. I'm pretty sure they get a small handful. Because this is just a small little hobby shop. I think they get a small little handful. And that's kind of it. I'm going to wait till Saturday, do my little experiment, and see if it's still in stock. Is this something that people are really after? And I waited till Saturday, showed up. Hey, do you guys have this model kit? I showed them the Instagram post. Do you still have this in stock? They looked it up. No, they did not. So very sad. I was a little blue because I really did want that Master Grade GOG. It's not the end of the world. I still have other avenues I could pursue to get it. So we're good there. I think there's a good chance it'll end up showing up in stock eventually. But there you go. I did end up walking away with a Master Grade Zeong. So there you go. That's something. I did want to get that. I was holding off on the Master Grade Zeong for years. I had a few opportunities I passed on, but unfortunately, just due to how things have turned out, I said, you know what, we're just going to get it. So a few months ago, Bandai announced that they're reissuing the Perfect Zeong. That's what I wanted. I wanted the Master Grade Perfect Zeong. It's a thing. It exists. They've released it before, so I figured, okay, they're going to do it again one day. I'll get it then. They announced Perfect Gundam. I pre-ordered that, the Master Grade Perfect Gundam. Very happy. Got that for a great price. It's ready to go. Just needs to show up. So I figured Perfect Xiong is going to show up, in a couple weeks. Unfortunately, it ended up becoming like a P Bandai lottery thing. I don't play around with gambling or lotteries. I just assume I'm going to lose every single time. For me, that's just out of my reach. I'm going to assume it's just out of my reach. It's not going to be a thing anymore. If you want it, you got to do this fancy exclusive lottery thing, and I'm just not going to bother. I'm just not in that type of stuff. So I went, with the standard one. They had it in stock. There you go, Bob's your uncle. I have that. I'm actually really excited to build and paint it because it's way bigger than I thought. I've said this before, it's one thing when you see the pictures, but then you get it in hand and it's like, whoa, this is what a 1/100 scale Master Grade looks like. And even for Gundam standards, the Xiong was always a big mobile suit. This thing is going to have serious presence. I cannot wait to build and paint it just because it's going to look great on the shelf. It's going to look big and just domineering, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm actually going to have to do a Master Grade sooner than later because I'm getting a little bit of high grade fatigue. I've been doing a ton of high grades and just other kits that are just basically high grades. I want to sink my teeth into something, I just want to give myself a little bit of a bite. It's just a matter of what it is. I'm thinking it might be the Command Wolf. I do already have it just ready to go. I just need to actually paint it. So I'm thinking I'm working on my Bars M as we speak. It's almost done. I'm thinking after that I might just do the Command Wolf. I don't know. I was thinking of doing the HD, the O, just because we had the Master Grade version coming in, so kind of want to practice on that, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of feeling a little tired of doing high grades. I might take a break and just do a couple of Master Grades and then get back to the O. I don't know. We're going to have to sort all that out, but that's just what I got going on. So anyways, yeah, I've just been working on my model kits. Been working on these thumbnails. We're going to be doing a bunch of recording now that Digimon Time Stranger is coming out. I'm going to have to do a bunch of recording for that. I want to get tons of videos out. My goal is to have the standard schedule of each video coming out during its routine and all that. With the Digimon Time Stranger, I'm thinking of making that a secondary video I can do throughout the week. So I'll have 2 videos out a week, which will be really fun. That's the goal. We're going to see how it turns out and see how things work. But for now, that is the goal. But who knows how it's going to be. Anyways, guys, I think that's pretty much it. I'm getting kind of tired, getting kind of hungry, getting kind of everything. My eyes are just trying to shut. I'm struggling to keep them open. And my food is just screaming at me, getting to be cooked. I have the stove on. I can hear everything simmering, and I got to mix things up. Got to take a shower, unwind. It's been a long day and all that. This is the end of my day. I just wanted to quickly do this. But anyways, guys, yes. So as a recap, got some model kits. Got some cool Digimon toys coming in. The game is coming out. This video will be out by the time my last video of the game is actually out. I hear you. I'm coming. Jesus, my food is going crazy. Thumbnails are coming along nicely. I've got a lot of good ideas. Trying to expand and market myself, figure things out. And it's been a good time. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you then.